I've been a big fan of Goku since I was in my teens, back in my high school days. I've been a big fan of Goku since then. Watching him give it his all, take on guys like Nappa and Vegeta. You guys remember when Goku was fighting fighting Vegeta on Earth, and Goku had to go to Kaioken, and you can kind of see that it took a lot of pressure on his body and stuff like that, kind of wore him out a little bit. It was affecting his body a lot though, putting a lot of pressure on his body. But my point is, Goku started out as a kid, and he has came a very long ways to be at the level that he is now. He's come very long ways. But my point is that I think Goku, in my opinion, should not have no more limits. Now that he's a god. I mean, if I was Toriyama, I wouldn't have Goku have no more limits to his power no more. I mean, if you're planning on taking Goku and Vegeta to new heights, then these guys should not have no more limits. These guys should have no limits at all when they are gods. That's just my opinion about it, though. Now, as for Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin and them, if you're not planning on doing anything with those guys, Gohan, Krillin, Goten, Trunks, if you don't have no special plan for those guys, then yes, keep those guys the way they are now. Let them continue on having limits. If you're not planning on improving those guys, but as far as for Goku and Vegeta, you know, these guys are going to, these guys are gods. I mean, Vegeta's already a god, so I might as well go ahead and say he's a god. I haven't seen him as a god in Dragon Ball Super yet, but most likely he's probably going to be a god, though. Most likely he probably is, though. But I'm just saying, if you're going to take Goku and Vegeta to new heights, they shouldn't have no more limits. Now, I'm not saying that Vegeta and Goku should be like a Superman where nobody can't fuck with them. They can still wear out. They can still be, the same way had they always been. They can still feel pain. They can still be out of breath when they're fighting, something like that. But as far as their power goes, when it comes around of having limits, they shouldn't have no more limits. They can still be kind of beat. They can still be beat. They can still take serious damages and bruises or whatever. But they shouldn't have no more limits. I mean, hell, if you're a freaking god, I mean, the way how I see how a god should be, and everybody should know how a god should be, if you're supposed to be a god, you're not supposed to have limits whatsoever. I mean, that's where I see how our gods are supposed to be. God's not supposed to have limits whatsoever. Whatsoever at all, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. I just think Goku should not have no more limits. I think it's time to get rid of all that limit stuff. I mean, look at the power level stuff. Look at the power level. Remember when Dragon Ball Z first started, they used to depend on scouters and stuff like that to know what their power level is. But over the years, when Goku and Vegeta gotten stronger, they can sense how strong you are without depending on a freaking scouter, a power level scouter. And I think that's how it should be on Dragon Ball Super. If these guys are going to reach new heights, they shouldn't have no more limits no more. No more limits whatsoever. They should, you know what I'm saying? Goku and Vegeta should have no limits whatsoever, man. If these two are going to remain as gods. You know what I'm saying? But that is all I got to say, though. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, if you guys want to leave a comment or not, do you guys think that Goku, as a god, should have limits, or should he not have limits? I don't think he should have no more limits. I'm not saying I want to see Goku like another Superman where nobody can fuck with him and he go out and carry planets and stuff like that. I'm not saying Goku should be like that. He can still be damaged, he can still be hurt and stuff like that, but he shouldn't have no limits whatsoever. So what do you guys think? You think Goku should have limits, or you think he should have limits the way he are? I think as a god, he shouldn't have no limits. He should fight fucking forever. You know what I'm saying? He should fight all goddamn day. As a god, you shouldn't have no limits whatsoever. But instead of saying power increasing, which I got no problem when they said that his power increasing, but instead of saying that, they should have just said that my powers have no limits whatsoever. That's what they should have said, though. But hey, maybe they might reveal that in the end. Maybe somewhere down the line, Goku might reach to that level, though. But it's getting to the point that Goku is reaching good heights. good heights when it comes to power. He's reaching an amazing level that it gets to the point that he shouldn't have limits. Just like when him and Lord Beerus was fighting, they were sending shockwaves to planets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, somebody that has limits shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I know Goku when he was a Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, he can blow up a planet though, but when you're fighting and you're sending shockwaves all through the freaking universe and making the universe Colombo and wiping out the universe while you're fighting, you really shouldn't have limits at all, in my opinion. That's just, somebody with limits, it's beyond that. Somebody that can do what Goku and Lord Beerus do when they're fighting, that's beyond limits right there. You shouldn't have no fucking limits whatsoever, though. But like I was saying, hopefully Toriyama might consider doing that. But he needs to, in my opinion, he needs to confirm it and saying that Super Saiyan God has no limits. Because it doesn't make sense for him to have limits whatsoever at a level like that. It doesn't, though. But if he remains as a Super Saiyan God with limits, I'll accept it. But I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense for him to have limits, and you're a freaking God. That's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with him having limits, but I just think Toriyama, if you plan on taking Goku to new heights and powers, he shouldn't have limits. But that's all I want to say. It's your boy OP. I'm out. Peace.